I've been down there. I've been rock bottom, nigga. I've been under the rock bottom there. You never know. You hear me? And I've looked at it and I still felt good and came back from that shit. Because you gotta be strong. You can't let shit like that get you down. You gotta be strong. You gotta fucking look at the sky and see what can you reach at. You know what I'm saying? You can't just look up and see nothing. That can't never happen. If you ever like that, then you gotta go to the SSI office. That's a nice check for you every week if you talk right.
Real, that's word.
You hear me?
That's funny.
Yeah, that's how it is. Don't worry about that. It's still here, lit up and everything.
This is great. I love this shit. This nigga's a poet.
I'm not a poet. I'm just a nigga that feel shit and like to say it when I feel it. And that's all about it.
It's beautiful shit.
You know? It's just shit that I've been through. And that if it could go on and land in somebody's lap.
You know, I heard something beautiful. You want to hear it?
And just tell me, because that's all I want to hear.
I heard something. Somebody said, "Oh, I've been through shit, but I'm not the kind of nigga that likes to say my stories. I like to keep it inside." And somebody said, "You know what? So how niggas, if you don't say your stories, how are people gonna know?"
They're never gonna get hurt. They're never gonna be hurt.
It's never gonna be hurt. And
I can tell you that.
And nobody's gonna know what you did.
This is why I'm taking it back. You think this don't mean nothing. This right here, this means something. It's being recorded. Even if you don't bring it out there like that, you never know what will happen with that video. And you never know. And I don't want it to be all over my pride and, oh, I did this and I said this and I'm the fucking man. No. This is some words so you can fucking be able to change your fucking life. You hear me?
That's word.
Change your life. That's the present for me. That's the fucking return. What you call that? When you say something and it works for somebody else and it does good for somebody else, what you call that?
Like a deed.
Damn, that's what the fuck that is. That's what I want to see. You know? I don't know. I believe that there's a God. You hear me? I believe there's something more stronger than us that believe and know and see and what it is. You hear me? Because what it is what it is when you see it. But what it is what it is when you don't see it and you know what it is. That's the crazy part of it. You hear me?
Is it what it is?
When you don't see it and you know what it is. That's what the fuck it is.
It gives you goosebumps.
Definitely. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's not gonna give you goosebumps. But right now I got goosebumps even in my fucking toes. Even in my toes. You hear me? So what it is what it is. All I'm saying is, I'm not trying to get no credit for nothing. I'm not a messenger. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a fucking, whatever you want to call it, that tells all the people shit that they gotta listen and follow. I'm not a follower myself. So, I'm a thinker. You know, I think and say shit. And if you want to believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm just saying shit that you in your head are gonna sit down and think and be like, this might happen. This might be going on right now. And it is. Just sit down and meditate and study it. If you don't study it, you're never gonna know about it. Period.
That's word. That's fucking word.
That's the end.